This actually might be crazy.
It's the Love of the Game podcast. And we back. We in the building, fully loaded, locked in, ready to go. And as we always say, I've been trying to tell y'all 2 years, dog. We're going to keep saying this every single week. Ain't no suckers in our circle. Every time we come on the show, y'all know what time it is. You only get the best. Why am I hearing myself?
Lord, here we go.
Hey, I'm talking crash, and now I'm hearing sound problems to myself. Hold on.
Plug the mic in.
Let me see if I can fix this. This is classic. Okay, but everybody's muted. Hold on a second here. Hold on, Love of the Game podcast fans. We're having a technical difficulty, and I'm going to work it out. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Is anybody hearing me on a delay?
No.
Okay. If y'all not hearing me on a delay, maybe it's just me. We're going to rock out.
Let's get to it.
Love of the Game podcast fans listening live to us. Are you guys hearing me on a delay? If y'all don't hear it and they don't hear it, then we good to go.
Think we good, Dre.
Okay, cool. We good. You guys hear us. Great. Let me get back to talking mess. Can you talk junk after you just had a technical difficulty? Is that possible?
Hey,
are you gonna do the intros or what?
I feel like I can.
You know why we having issues? Because you was goddamn tripping about your IT job all week.
Hey, you see him texting, telling us how to do the IT job on Twitter all week.
Yeah,
hey, let's go.
He been in here feeling about his job all week.
Had to stay up till 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? It's, you got to do what you got to do. I'm like, damn, Dre switched it up from basketball to IT on us.
Hey, my Dre, man, I got a VPN, man. It got me on my cell phone, man.
Hey, man. Hey, they killed me this week, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Now I think we rolling.
Hey,
okay, it's the Love of the Game podcast, and we here. We're in the building. We back. Bryce is in here. Locke is in here, and as always, we bring you the best guest in basketball. Let me get loose real quick.
Please get loose. Please
get loose. The man himself. Is it fair, Coach, if I call you the mayor of Nashville? Should I call you the governor of the entire state of Tennessee? You running things up north. We got Coach Penny Collins in the building. Coach Collins, what's good, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm not, you said up north, but we in the south too, man. We cash you, dog. You know what I mean? You can't just pop up north like that. We in the south,
man. He from Louisville. He don't know.
Hey man, it's
don't know.
north of Atlanta.
You don't know.
So I was just saying that he was running everything north of us.
Oh, okay,
I'm giving you credit for all of it, Coach.
I got you. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Be more Pacific this time. Just can't say up north.
Hey, did I just tell me Pacific?
He did. Not Pacific.
Not Pacific, like I'm with you though. Coach. Hey man, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and kick it with us, man, and be on the show. Definitely appreciate you. My first interaction with your program was actually with one of your assistant coaches, man, and I always can kind of tell what coaches really got it going on by how their assistants kind of represent themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And man, your boy Russ loves working with you, man. Like, and I love to see that, man. Like, he was the first person I met. He was so excited about the program. Tell me a little bit about your relationship there and the staff that you guys have.
Well, when you get the job, you already gotta kind of start putting your mind around guys that you want to have around you. And to me, loyalty and respect, and guys that I don't gotta turn my back and micromanage. I want to go get some guys that are already self-made, and I feel like I did a really good job of vetting out some really good guys, man. And everybody that I ended up hiring, I ultimately had a relationship with already. And we hit the ground running. Jerry Nichols was my first hire because I had, we had always talked about it, getting together on the same staff one day because we were basically rivals when I was a JUCO head coach. And then Russ and Ben were just, they were good. They were just great additions, and I was really lucky to put together the staff that we ended up putting together at TSU.
So, I'm sorry, Coach. I'm still having the issue on my side. Hold on, let's see here.
Oh, Dre, you got a little looking bad.
Every time you talk, sound good to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's I've never had this issue before either.
Might unplug that mic.
Hold on one second, man.
Man, look at him.
Hey, Locke, go ahead, bro. Hold on one second. Let me drop.
You listen to the Drake though?
No, I ain't really have time.
Man,
you ain't even. You will send it to me if you wanted me to listen to it.
Yeah, that's true. It's on every streaming service. Tidal, Apple Music.
Man, right now, honestly, dog, I've been in my old school bag. I was listening to 8 Ball MJG when I got off work.
He doesn't know about that.
And Lil Jon.
Who don't know about 8 Ball MJG?
You, Bryce, you too young, boy.
Hey, man, they over here clowning us. They said we having technical difficulties like Teddy Riley and Babyface.
Hey, call the help desk.
Hey, we get videos the first time we ever had technical difficulties.
I'm on fire, dog.
I know, right?
Hey,
I thought it was just me.
Locke is the help desk. We got the help desk on here. He ain't help.
Is a big help desk.
Right.
Hey, man.
We got this is like some Teddy Riley thing right now. You know what I'm saying? We dancing in the background. Can't nobody ain't no music coming out. It's echo.
Man, that's Mondre, man.
Mondre, Teddy Riley, Locke, Babyface.
You see this ain't no Babyface?
My thing moving slow now too. We got to start this over from scratch.
Yeah, Bryce, you frozen on mine. I can't see you. You are frozen.
Yeah, Bryce, you the only one frozen on mine. Man.
That's cause you logged back in.
Nah.
And jam me up.
Bryce, you put the bug on everybody's computer, man. That's you.
I'm back.
Oh, man, I got people from Liberty County watching this and stuff, and we having technical difficulties.
I know, because you showing the Liberty County dude tonight.
Yeah, big time.
Hey, they really changed the rules we can show.
I'm showing the point go out of that also too, man. Alan. He said, man, we talking ball to me. Hey, Cam, don't even talk to me because I wasn't even in that 30 people you tweeted out.
Well, oh, I know, right? Every day
I know. Hey, and we go back, Cam Daly.
He gave thanks to Huff, didn't he?
Hey, why I gotta be brought in this? This man, I'm on the outside looking in, bro.
Damn. Where the host at? Where you go, man?
Well, we still alive. Hey, you
Point guard back. Point guard, come run the show.
come on,
All right,
man.
let's go, PG.
Let's get it. Yeah, with the old schools.
He took out them big headphones. All right, man. Mondre, you ready? Well, hey, so while we wait for Mondre, Mondre, I got a funny story. So
We are live. We are live.
man, I know. I got a funny story. Yeah. So
We are.
where Dre went?
He tripping, bro.
David Copperfield.
He
So
tripping.
check this out. What was that? I just started working for Sean with On the Radar.
How
so-
long was this? Couple years?
It's probably like Penny was coaching at East Tennessee, so it's probably like what's the year y'all went to the tournament? What was that year with TJ Cromer?
All right, 2015, 16, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So I followed TJ Cromer, a guard out of West, out of Albany, went Westover, went to JUCO, ended up at East Tennessee. So I was following his career, and so I knew of Penny, but I didn't know him. So one day we was at Altoona during live period, and I'm doing I always do politicking, watching kids, talking trash, whatever. I see Penny walk in there. Penny got on some retro 5s. And I'm over here looking like, man, I ain't seen no college coach with them J's on, especially not no retro. So we sit here, I'm like, who is this dude? They're like, man, that's Penny. I'm like, Penny. I said, East Tennessee. I said, oh yeah, I gotta get to know him. Coach coming up here with some retros on during live period. I don't normally see coaches with some Under Armour, some Adidas shoes, some Nike running shoes. I said, Penny came here with some retros. I said, man, I got to get to know him.
Yeah. That it's funny. Like them coaching shoes they give us, man. They like, oh, I'll be asking coaches all the time, man. You like, oh, these are so comfortable, man. You got to get your trash, bro.
Trash.
$9.99 Nikes. And them Under Armours and Adidas, man. I might as well go get my own. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Swag on these joints.
and everybody be like, are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You trying to be a nah, I'm doing it because that's me. I'm gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? And now I rock them on the sideline. So you know what I mean? Like I do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as
So Penny, that's funny because since our point guard is out, I thought Bryce was gonna step up and be the PG.
I'm not a point guard.
So I guess I gotta step up and be the PG. So you talking about how you would just you just gonna be you. I remember I listened to your press conference when you got the Tennessee State job. Oh man, I wish we could have that and play that, man. You talked about the band.
Yeah.
You had the band playing, man. Kind of talk us through that press conference. What was your thought pattern of why you did that?
You know what's funny? The night before, I couldn't sleep the night before. Like I was just like real nervous about the press conference or whatever. And my coach that I was at just was leaving. He was Dan Muller. He had texted me and said, man, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the moment tomorrow. Be yourself and enjoy the whole process. So like I literally called our SID and said, hey, is the band gonna be there tomorrow? Because I watched Tennessee State's press conferences in the past and they usually had the band there. And she was like, yeah, they're gonna be there. I said, oh, okay, perfect. Have them stay. Because they usually leave when the press conference starts. I said, have them stay and they can play whatever song they want to play. But I'm gonna just tell them to get a song, get it popping, get the crowd hype to start my press conference off. And they was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? So I just, basically, long story short, man, I just try to be myself and have fun. I felt like I was around a lot of family, and I was just being myself the same way I would be if I was around my family members. So we cut that music on and we got it popping.
I think that's what's kind of indoctrinated you to your fan base, coaches everywhere, is that you don't change who you are. You don't care if you go on this podcast, you're not going to change who you are. If you go on this thing, you're not going to change who you are. And I think that's why that's why you have such a following. That I don't know if you even know the kind of following you got, but you got a really big following, Penny, of coaches who really look up to you. You do the things your way, and you're successful. You know, you grinded this thing out. You know, just at Tennessee State, 9 wins to 18 wins, 9 wins first year to 18 wins. What do you think that was about? I mean, and obviously players make plays, but what do you think that was about?
I think the main thing was, and I appreciate you saying that because I'm so. Probably one of my weaknesses is I'm really naive sometimes on the people that I could potentially influence. You know, I just kind of beat to my own drum and I'm going to do things the right way. So I'm not concerned about, you know, influencing kids or fellow coaches and to do the wrong thing. I'm not worried about that. But I have been really motivated getting text messages and calls from coaches, especially lately, that they, you know, following me and they're following my career and they're proud of what we're doing at TSU. So, you know, I am starting to become more aware of those things. And, you know, being a head coach is important. But to me, like, I'm nothing, you know, I'm nothing, no more important than the person who cleans our gym up every day. Like, I feel like I'm the same person who started 14 years ago. I'm the same person now. I just got a new title in front of my name. But, you know, I do attack things differently as the head coach, obviously. But I appreciate you saying that about, you know, having a following. But as far as making that change from 9 wins to 18, that was all getting the right kind of kids in here. You know, you want to get high character people to do things the right way. They can follow what the program that you're trying to put in. And, you know, the first year guys, they were good. We did what we could do with them. And I appreciated everything we did in our first year. But we went out and got a bunch of guys that really bought into what we're trying to do. And that's how we were able to make a huge jump into that second year.
Do you think part of your grind came from where you started? If I'm not mistaken, Cumberland Christian, is that right?
It's Cumberland University.
Cumberland University. Yeah. Do you think that grind started from there, and what keeps pushing you forward? Is that part of it?
Yeah, I think it really kind of started me growing up around basketball. Like I'm a coach's son. My dad's a high school coach, and ever since I can remember, you know, him going to the Palms Classic in Florida and the Arby's Classic in Tennessee, and being around basketball my whole life. And when I got a chance to be a coach, you know, that I remember those times and all the guys that he influenced and all the guys that he's brought through, and people that came back and tell your dad how much they loved him and how much they changed his life. And I kind of wanted that same kind of feeling. But that grind and learning how to do things definitely starts at the bottom. When you at the lower level schools and the coaches give you a lot of responsibilities, that's when you really learn, and you get to cut your teeth, especially if the coach allows you to do
it. If we had CB on here, he would talk about controlling your product. I think that's kind of what you did too. If you want to kind of explain that, you know, a lot of people talk about how do I move up? What do I need to do? Yeah, you controlled your product. Kind of explain that to people, what we mean by controlling your product.
Well, you know, as coaches, you know, we have a lot of power when it comes to our players, and we got to make sure that we put them in the right position. And when I was at Columbia State and I had a chance to kind of make sure that my guys went to the right place that get recruited, we always wanted to make sure we sent them to the right people and make sure they were playing one place where they're actually going to produce. We didn't want to just send them to the biggest school that was recruiting them. We wanted to go somewhere where they were actually going to produce and play and be an impact. And we also had a thorough background check on a lot of the coaches that were coaching these places. You know, we want to know if they sent any guys any place after college. Have they dealt with guys like the young man that's on my team? I don't want to send a coach, a player that has never had a guy from a single parent household or a no parent household that, you know, had to sleep on the floor, and then I can go to place for him and he gets rid of him because he don't understand them. So we really, really started to look into that. And that was one thing Corey Black kind of talked to me about as a young head coach, is controlling the product and really kind of making sure these guys are going to the right place and playing for the right coach. So once that happened, that also comes back on you as a coach. You know, once you start having guys go somewhere and they produce, then other college coaches are going to come back to your program and want to say, you know, I want to recruit guys from that place. You know, I want to recruit guys. Where's that guy coming from? Oh, he came from Columbia State. Oh, he came from Duluth. Oh, okay, whatever. Now those other coaches are going to want to come back to your program because that guy just was first team all conference guy. That guy was just player of the year. I don't care if he went NAIA. It don't matter. He just produced. So really, that's really in a nutshell what it boils down to. And I feel like I kind of started learning how to master that. and dealing with the guys who dealt with me. You know, there's no way you can ask me for a favor or ask me to do something for you or come get one of my players, and you haven't even texted me good game one time. You haven't even texted me Merry Christmas one time. If I look at my text message thread and the first thing is, well, what's up, coach? Can you do me a favor? And I haven't heard from you in New Year's, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Good game last night. Congrats on the job. But the first time I hear from you is, can you do me a favor? I want to get your player. Man, hell no. You know what I'm saying? No, that's dead. That's not happening no more.
Yeah.
So once we decided to move towards that and deal with the guys that deal with you, help the guys that help you, help each other, then things started to change. And I think a lot of coaches need to understand that.
So we've had lots of conversation. Mondre, I don't know if you could talk yet. We've had lots of conversation about let's be real. Yeah, go ahead, Locke.
Mondre got the earphones with the mic on the earphones. And we still can't hear him.
Yeah, we still can't hear you, Mondre.
That's wild. I can't believe that. You on here, bro. You here.
But we talk about controlling that product. Do you think if we really decided to do this, we could change the game, especially with HBCUs? If we, as whether it's JUCO, high school, control the product and stop trying to wait till the last minute and send the second or third best guy to you guys, and let's send you our best guy. Let's let you get on them early. Can we change the game?
Oh, I mean, it would be a game changer. I mean, that's a nationwide conversation of people saying, what if Zion Williamson went to North Carolina Central? You know, like that. If he goes there, then ESPN goes there. Illustrated goes there. You know, all the TV games. That North Carolina Central will have all the TV games. I mean, that's an obvious thing. And you know, the program don't make the kid. The kids make the program. So yeah, of course, I think that if we had an opportunity to control the product in that aspect and try to hover some of those guys to HBCUs, it would definitely be a game changer. But it's not something to where I feel like it's easier said than done. You know, this is a laundry list of things got to happen. You know, there's so many things that got to happen for that to happen. But yeah, I mean, and that's not necessarily the exact comment of controlling your product. You got to make sure you send the HBCUs. If you don't, you're losing. You're a sucker. It ain't that. It's that, you know, if a coach is recruiting the hell out of your kid and doing it the right way and been there since day one, you can't let School B come in with 2 months to go and take everything back, and they haven't done nothing for you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens way too often, and I think that just needs people just got to be aware of that. But yeah, right. Me being the HBCU, would I love to have the number 5 player in the country on my team?
Well, I'm gonna use the words of Mondre. We're gonna let you talk your shit tonight. So oh, he can talk. We can hear him. We can hear him. That's good. Hey, but I want you to talk that talk that I heard you talk. It may have been three weeks ago when you said you were recruiting against Georgia Southern, and you told us about you put the money on the line. This is who comes from Tennessee State. This is who comes from Georgia Southern.
Oh yeah,
these people need to hear that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I wasn't recruiting against Georgia Southern. I was recruiting against who was I recruiting against? I don't remember what school I was recruiting against. I was making a point that as an HBCU head coach, the perception is that we don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? We less than. We're the second choice. We're third, fourth choice. We'll get back to them later. And you can't be a pro. You know what I'm saying? At one of these schools. And I made a point that if you combined every mid-major in Georgia, because I was talking to a group of Georgia coaches, trying to make them understand how impressive and how much tradition is at HBCUs. If you combined Kennesaw, Georgia Southern, Mercer, Georgia State, all 4 of them schools that are all mid-majors, and added every single NBA player that's came from them schools, it still wouldn't add up to the amount of NBA players we got at TSU. You know what I'm saying? So like that kind of blew people's mind. Like, damn, I ain't know that. Like, yeah. And it's no offense to those schools. You know, I'm not knocking them. I respect them. I respect the coaches there, and I respect the players they've had there. But it's a disgrace to Tennessee State to make a comment that we don't have no pros or we don't produce nobody, or you can't get. Oh, you want to go there? Why you want to go there when we've had 23 guys drafted, 15 that played, and shit, Robert Covington just signed $60+ million deal not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to make a point that, you know, you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then I took it a step further that Georgia has had 22 guys playing the NBA. Well, if you want to add it up, all the schools, all the pros from Georgia and all those other schools I said, if I just went and grabbed my boys from Jackson State, we would have more than them. Jackson State's had 14 players playing the NBA. You know, I think Grambling State's had 10. And I would challenge you guys to go online whenever you got some free time. And this is simple. Type in the school and the words players in the NBA. See how many guys them guys have had. You know what I'm saying? And now here's my point. Going to the NBA, is that the only thing we're trying to sell to these kids? No. But when you're having conversations about whether a school is prestigious and can your dreams come true there, and you throwing schools like Tennessee State and Grambling and Alcorn under the bus, that's false information is being told when we've got more NBA players than all your schools combined. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the Georgia schools. You want to throw Belmont, MTSU, Lipscomb, Tennessee Tech, UTC, East Tennessee State. Those are the 6 mid-major schools in Tennessee. If you added up all the NBA players from them 6 schools, it's not more NBA players than Tennessee State. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that I feel like when I get on podcasts like this, you want to make people aware of it. But I also want to be clear that I'm not discrediting those schools or the players that have came before. It's just that I'm tired of the disrespect that we're receiving from people that just speak in public, from people that make decisions, from high school coaches that are giving bad advice to these kids, and which is falling down to the student athletes who perceive Tennessee State or any other HBCU as less than. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the breakdown. It's no slight on nobody else. And if any school has a problem with it, then put us on the schedule and not only put us on schedule, come to Tennessee State and play the game. Okay. We can go there. We can go down there and do that all day. We know what happens when we play at your gym. But come to Tennessee State and we'll play.
Coach, a lot of people coaches, AAU coaches, high school coaches will say that HBCUs don't show the same type of love in that recruiting process. How can you, or what are you doing differently that's changing that? Because a lot of kids that we see in our gyms or whatever say that they've never reached out to me. A lot of them say that. I've never heard from them. They don't know me.
You know, Bryce, you know what? That's a great point. But if you tell me one kid to say it, I can tell you 10 kids that'll say the opposite.
Right.
We can't recruit every single player in the world. Of course, there are going to be some players that we will not be able to get in touch with. And I say we, I mean HBCUs. I mean, we don't talk to nobody talks to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we recruit who we can. We're out as much as we can. Our budgets are sometimes they're not as good as other schools, but as far as recruiting, but at the same time, we are out, and because we've got players on our roster, so we're obviously going somewhere. Yeah. So there are student athletes that we're talking to. We may not be talking to that in particular one, but it's just one of those things that. Are you saying the same thing about other schools, PWIs? Because there's a lot of PWIs. If I brought up in particular PWI school A, you could probably say the same thing. Well, I haven't heard from them neither. Then why is it an issue that you're bringing up schools B, C, and D? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and it's the same thing when it comes to well, they don't never reach out to me. Well, so-and-so don't reach out to you neither. He and everybody him. So I find it odd that it's like they're finding guys that say that, and I hear it too, Coach B. But it's really just something just to say, because we are just as much everywhere as everybody else, but you can't touch everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For sure.
Yeah. So, Coach, do you get tired of being labeled as a HBCU coach and just not a basketball coach? Because I think when me and Willie talked when he came on the show last week, he emphasized that he's not a HBCU coach. He's a basketball coach. How do you feel about that?
I think one of the biggest problems is that to make a comment to say you're not an HBCU coach is silly to me. Coach need to get that out of his mind, because at the end of the day, that's like saying you're not who you are. You are an HBCU coach. You're at an HBCU school. Take pride in where you are and where you at. Do a great job of where you at. Be excellent in where you are right now. And if you want to get out of there and have an opportunity to get out of there, then you will one day, maybe, if the Lord's willing. But take pride in where you are. And I think that's one of the things that people got to understand. Like, you can call me what you want. People can. I don't get tired of nothing, because I'm in the spot I'm in. I'm gonna influence the lives that I have to influence. And my players are gonna graduate from HBCU. That's like me saying I don't respect the school they came from, saying I'm not an HBCU coach. Embrace the culture. Embrace who you are. And I honestly, though, I didn't decide that until maybe like end of my first year of coaching, because you want to fight that stigma of HBCU. Look at me at HBCU. Don't treat us as a HBCU. Don't treat us as a HBCU. And but really, it doesn't matter, because you can go 25-2 and you still gonna call you HBCU. You can be all the PWIs you want. You still a HBCU. It don't matter. Like, so I don't worry about that whole stigma of being an HBCU coach. Be the best version of you. And if somebody wants to come give you $1 million one day because you're good at what you do, then that's on them. And if they don't want to give it to you because they think you're an HBCU coach, then they clowns. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even, that stuff don't bother me, coach.
I love it. Talk that talk. Am I back?
Good.
You're back, my
Am I off parole?
You're off parole.
Better headphone.
Hey, I jumped in I feel like I got in at the right time. Hey, get off me, Locke. Jumped in at the right time, coach, because I felt the same way. Watching actually your introductory press conference, that was when I was sold. Because to me, from the opening tip of you taking that job, you embrace the HBCU culture completely. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's one of the more valuables. It's not the only thing. It's not like we want to send kids to school to party, but that's not all the HBCU experience is about. So I love that personally about, I can kind of tell that kind of right away that you embrace that complete culture. To me, talking to kids, we always say, hey man, basketball is supposed to be fun. Yeah, you're going to work hard and you want to be a pro, but basketball is still supposed to be fun. Like, you're supposed to enjoy 4 years of college. I don't think that HBCUs oftentimes kind of take advantage enough of selling that experience. Do you ever feel kind of a pull to sell the basketball versus the full experience of going to school at an HBCU?
Yeah, I mean, you promote where you are, and we have a great city in Nashville, Tennessee, which is one of the most progressive cities in the world right now. Tennessee State is a HBCU, so obviously homecoming and the family atmosphere and the rich tradition and the history is something that you want to sell. When you come on campus, you're gonna, you want to go get a fish plate. You know what I'm saying? You want to get you want to go fried chicken Wednesday. You want that?
They don't know about that fried chicken.
I knew they got a place like Maryland's up there.
Yeah, you want all that. You know what I'm saying? We got Courtyard Wednesday where everybody's out in the courtyard. We got a live DJ. I mean, that's a feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm since we have that to promote, I want to sell it. When guys come on campus, I want them to see all that. I want them to feel it. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie School Days by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
But that's the feel that you want, and basketball. Now the basketball side of it is the same as North Carolina or Duke or Kentucky.
For sure.
We're gonna run the same drill, some of the same plays. We got 2 basketball goals. We got 1 basketball, and the object is to put that in the rim a lot. and if you do it well, here you you want to be a pro one day, then you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no different than anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're playing in a league where the number 2 pick just came from, John Morant. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like we're on some stage that's not respected. We got our court. I look at our court as a stage. You know what I'm saying? So our stage is just as good as anywhere in the country that you can come to. So, and you got a coaching staff that's gonna rock with you, that can relate to you. So, that's the stuff that we sell. And at the end of the day, if the HBCU experience is something that that entices them to want to come to Tennessee State, then that's great. But that's not what's ultimately going to get them over the hump. What's going to get them over the hump is it's not the buildings, it's not the party, it's the people in the buildings, it's the coach, it's the staff, it's the people that's going to be the difference between what they are and what they ought to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people got to really look into.
But Coach, I will say you win 11-3 at home now. I think you did something right when you were at home. They can handle that environment now.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. Our staff worked extremely hard this year, and that's one of the things I do want to talk about for a second. Is that I'm proud of us, doubling our win total, and I'm proud of us setting tying the record for most wins in the Gentry Center this year, home games. But the most thing I'm most proud of is that we were last place in fan attendance last year. Okay. And we finished second. We averaged 900 fans a game last year, 900. This year we averaged 3,200, which was second. So that's a 343% increase. So for my business people out there, if I was a business, if Tennessee State was a business, and we went up from 0% in sales to 343% in year 2, everybody in the country would be buying stock into that business. You know what I'm saying? So our fan support was off the chain this year. And a lot of it was based off of our staff did an unbelievable job of going on the campus and getting people involved. We did a lot of stuff. We eat with the students. We eat lunch with the students and giveaways. And, just small stuff. And that really, we did a tailgate before every home game where we give the students free pizza or free wings, stuff like that. We had a live DJ. We just tried to do what we could to get students involved. And we turned into the number 2 attendance in the OVC from last. So I'm very, very proud of that. And also today in the OVC meetings, I just found out that we had the most viewed games on ESPN Plus this year. Which was that's a huge statement for Tennessee State in the OVC to have the most views through all. We had 14 games and we had the most average. We averaged the most views for all the teams in the league. So that just says a lot about the culture that we building and the energy that we got going on right now.
You talk about your staff, man. You got some OGs on your staff now.
Yeah.
That's Coach Nickel. Like you got some OGs on your staff now.
Yeah, man. Those guys, man. I can't say enough how lucky I am to have a staff of that caliber and that much experience. And then I was able to get free help from my pops. My pops is a Hall of Fame coach. He got inducted to the Hall of Fame maybe 4 years ago here in Nashville, and he coached over 40 years. And he was just at home chilling. I had him on my staff at Columbia State, and we won 2 championships. And so he was just at home chilling. My first year, my second year, I said, "Man, you want to come sit on the bench with me? Help me out as my special assistant to the head coach." And he said, "Yeah." So he ended up doing it, and our guys call him OG, and they love my pops, man. He gives a lot of good advice to the guys in the locker room, and he's been a great help for us.
Does your pops wear Jordans on the sideline too?
You know what? Nah, he doesn't. But I got him his first pair of Kobe's this year. I was hyped because I bought them for him in like Christmas for a Christmas gift, and he never wore them. And I'm like, he wears these old shoes that I bought him like 2-3 years ago, and so I had to get on like, "I'll pull them Kobe's out," and then old folks, they don't wear their shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they special. So he brought them out once on big games, like he had on some J's or something. You know what I mean?
Now, Coach, let's talk about recruiting. I know a lot of times we talked about some issues that could change what we were talking about earlier, but I think you guys did a great job of being able to get talent up there with elite camps.
Yeah,
that's really important for. I hate to say it, but an HBCU, not just the HBCU. Let's keep it real. It's really important for mid-majors on down to have elite camps and get kids up there. And you guys were able to get some great talent to your elite camps. How important is the elite camp for your program?
Wow, it's tremendous. When I worked for Coach Forbes at East Tennessee State, who just got the Wake Forest job, we would run elite camps, and our staff used to try to get the best players in a 250-mile radius, basically, they could drive to camp. And we look back at some of those guys that were coming to the camp as 9th and 10th graders, and some of those guys are like all league players at other places all the way around the country. And some of them ended up coming to ETSU and being all league players. So I wanted to take that same type of mindset to Tennessee State, and we try to get the best players in the region. We got to go down to Atlanta, go down to Georgia, period, all the way up to Kentucky, 250-mile radius. And we've had a great turnout. We sold out 2 straight elite camps, and we've had a lot of talent come through, man. Some of the guys that came through are getting Power 5 offers right now. It's crazy. But, and remember, we offer them as well. But, it's just one of those things that, you like to be involved with those kids as much as you can young, because it gives me a chance and my staff a chance to spend time with those kids at an early age, and then we can keep tabs on them. So I hope that, the COVID-19 clears up in time, that we can have our elite camp in August, because I really look forward to that.
Yeah. So, Coach, when you're recruiting, what game does the recruit needs to go to? Like, that can seal the deal when you're recruiting a kid. What game does he need to be at?
That's a good question. For us, period, to be honest with you, any game that our students are here is going to be live. And that changed this year. The year before, it probably was just like some of our games that are local, like a Belmont game. Like even when we play Fisk University, who's like an NAI school, but they're right up the street. So those local rivalries are always good. We played Lipscomb this year. That was a really good local game. But like Murray State game was going to be packed. But we played Murray State this year. Our students weren't even here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
They were on Christmas break or coming back or something from Christmas break. So we kind of just missed them. Well, fall break, something. But anyways, we missed them. And but yeah, when our students are in town, it's just a whole different level every single time. So I would say any game the students are in town.
Coach, how much pressure is on you guys to dominate recruiting locally? You got Penny down there at Memphis, like you said, Belmont. You got other schools there. What type of emphasis are you guys having now locally, trying to get local kids there?
Well, that's one of my goals. When I first took the job, I wanted to make sure that I got some of the best talent in Middle Tennessee. And I feel like we've done that. The number 1 point guard in the state of Tennessee is we signed them, and we beat out a bunch of really good schools to get them. And we're going to continue to do that. We have a lot of upcoming guys that are coming through Nashville and Middle Tennessee area that are really good players and getting recruited heavily that Tennessee State's not. I don't want guys to come through here and graduate and say Tennessee State never recruited me or they didn't offer me. Right. And I think that's happens in the past a lot for not just Tennessee State, but programs that are programs that are in cities, and there's a kid in that city and he doesn't get recruited by that program. And it's like, well, they never recruited me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that to happen for me, but I don't feel pressure about it, because that's like one of the things that I do. Like, I make sure that any local talent that's capable of playing on this level, that we touch them at some point in their career. Once they become eligible, we want them on campus at some point to a game, to a camp. And if they're good enough, we'll offer them. So we want to make sure that we touch all those guys.
I love that, Coach. I think kids in the area should grow up wanting to play at home. Of course, they branch out nationally, but want to play at home. One of those kids, you got Mark Freeman from Memphis. Got a chance to see Mark play quite a bit at TSF. Yeah. He used to get busy for
I seen him before that. I seen him when he was with Team Penny, coming to the Sweet 16 on the radar, cooking.
Yeah.
Going to work.
Cooking.
Coach, what is that like for you, being a point guard yourself and playing the game at the level that you played it? What has that been like working with this young point guard and getting kind of Mark Freeman up to speed?
Well, getting Mark Freeman for us was a huge steal for us. We felt like we hit the lottery when we got him. I love his game. I'm actually from Memphis. I was born and raised in West Tennessee and lived in Memphis all the way up till I was 11 years old, moved to Nashville. So like I get that Memphis grind, and I like that Memphis style of play. So when we got him, like I was extremely excited to have a guy like that on the roster. But being able to develop him is even better than I thought it would be. He had a good freshman year, but I think the best thing about his freshman year is that he got full-time. He had a full-time run at the point guard no matter what. So if he made a mistake, he had to play through it. If he was having a bad game, not shooting well, he had to play through it, because I wanted to let him know that your best basketball is ahead of you, and you got to play through these mistakes. We did a lot of one-on-one film study with him. After every game, he gets with his position coach, which is Coach Russ. But Mark Freeman is going to, I believe he's going to lead TSU as the all-time leader in assists, all-time leader in steals, He could be the all-time wins leader as well. I mean, he makes everything go for us, and I think that the jump he should make from his freshman and sophomore year should put Tennessee State to a place that we should be a 20-plus win team and competing for OVC championships. He's got a lot on his shoulders. Like, I'm expecting a lot out of him, and I mean, like, Mark Freeman is a special player, man.
Coach, that brings a question that's in the chat now. Mondre just brought it up. In recruiting, what things do you look for in recruits?
Yeah, it just depends on position, and it depends on what we need. If I got a bunch of guys on the team that do a certain thing already, then I'm gonna look for something different. But one thing that's consistent in every player that I like to have is I want them to have high basketball IQ. I want our young men to be able to think the game so that because the college basketball, especially on the Division I level, is very intricate in our scouting. So game to game, we might change a defensive rotation, a defensive scout, what this player does, what this player doesn't do. We're going to run this play, we're going to run this slip play, we're going to run this, whatever. There's so much that goes into the thought process in the brain of thinking the game. So high IQ is one thing that has to be consistent all the way throughout. I obviously would love for all my guys to be able to shoot the basketball, but it doesn't always mean that I would take a guy that can't shoot, because sometimes you might need a warrior, Dennis Rodman type dude that can, run through the wall and take charges. And, if you don't have that on your team, you need one. So it just depends from a skill set standpoint. I could go a lot of different ways, but I want high IQ. I want guys that are used to winning. I want guys that are coming from winning programs, because they know what it looks like. So when things get bad and adversity strikes, they know how to get back to the winning mentality because they've been a part of it. And I want guys that have a high level of respect for coaches, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to have some guys that are going to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like discipline. You want to listen and be able to do exactly what the coach is telling you to do. And people, you don't got to babysit. Like, if I got to check your classes every day and hold your hand, get you up to get here to practice on time and all that, you're not going to survive. You'll last 2 weeks and you'll be back home. So you want guys with discipline as well.
I won't say it, but if Mondre can pull that chat back up. Can you pull it back up for me, Mondre?
Which one? This one?
That one right there. I can't tell you what to do, but that kid's from Memphis. I just leave it alone.
Hibachi in the building.
While we on that, that is that man.
If Coach, so you got Marcus Fitzgerald coming in from Tennessee, and you got Mark Freeman. That practice is going to be crazy in the first couple of days with them two going head to head.
Yeah, I think it's good competition. I would compare it to a TSU version of John Wall and Eric Bledsoe. You know what I mean? Who don't want two elite point guards? And Marcus can play the two some as well because he can really, really shoot it. So they'll definitely play with and bag up each other, and they'll definitely play together sometimes too, man. I like cerebral guys on the floor, and both of those guys are cerebral guys, and they'll be able to pick teams apart and make good decisions. And Marcus is going to go through his transition because he's got to get used to the Division I level. But I think that I feel really good about having those two caliber point guards on our roster.
Penny, one thing that I've heard a lot about you is your relationships with your players. I've actually heard that you're the one head coach that spends so much time with their players. How important is that relationship that you have with your players?
It's the thing that I like to hang my hat on. I make sure we have a family atmosphere in everything we do. We make our guys check into the office every day before 1 o'clock and not check in, sign in, and walk away. They got to come in and have a meaningful conversation with a coach. So every day I've had a conversation, at least one conversation with the guy before practice starts. After practice, most coaches will go home, but my office is right by our locker room. So I keep my door open and the guys will come in and out. And there are some days where we'll be in the hallway and I'll sit and talk with them about life. Sometimes we might just sit there and laugh and joke hours after practice. And I think that's rare that you have, not trying to toot my own horn, but our whole coaching staff, it's very rare that coaching staff will just hang around and just, shoot the shit and laugh with the guys after practice. I mean, we eat dinner with them. We go, we'll go to the cafeteria with them after practice. A lot of times we eat our dinner in the locker room after practice. So we have a training table, right? So we eat it in the hallway with the guys and hang out with them. And, we have a really good family atmosphere, and that's how I like it. I mean, it's not just with my players neither. You know, with our staff, it's some head coaches out here that you don't really see your head coach until practice starts. You never eat lunch with your head coach. You know, there's some staffs that never even eat lunch together, probably twice a year. You know, I eat with my staff. We eat together every day. We eat lunch together every day, and it's not because I'm making them. Like, we just really enjoy being around each other. You know, so we have a different relationship, you know, than a lot of other staffs have, and we value that. We want to make sure our players understand that's important, and it's not like that everywhere.
Petty Mondre couldn't believe me when I told him there's some high major programs where assistants don't even work out their kids.
Oh, don't do that to me again, huh? Don't do that to me again, man. I couldn't even sleep right after that. Huh? Don't do that to me again.
So, Coach, what y'all bumping in the locker room with your players? What y'all listening to?
What we listening to?
Right. Yeah, what y'all bumping before the game?
Well, they listen to all kind of stuff, man. But I don't. I can tell you this. You can tell what I'm on right now.
What you on?
Hold on. Let me see if I can just play it. Hold on.
Your high coach could never. Hey, Monzo, you look like you're a battle rapper. Hey, I'm sorry. I got eligibility.
That's what I'm
Coach,
right now.
Hey, I told you that Drizzy is famous.
I be popping.
Coach, I got eligibility left, man. I'm ready to
sign. You know, y'all probably thought I had that plan, didn't you?
Hey, John Calipari could never.
I literally was listening to this before we got on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you asked me what I was listening to, somebody had texted me and I was looking at it. And then I was like, shit, I can just play it for you. What's up? I'm on that Drake, bro. I like Jay-Z. You know, that's the kind of stuff I listen to before the games, you know, in the locker room, in my office or whatever. But, you know, the players listen to Lil Baby and The Baby. It's 1,000 babies out here, dog.
A bunch of babies.
But, you know, I tried my best to keep up with it, but I can't, man. Like, one day I was in the locker room, I was in practice, and we play music in the beginning of practice when they do stretching, and when we do our skill work, we just play whatever they want to hear. As long as it's clean, they can play it on a loudspeaker and, you know, whatever. And one day I said, let me get the aux, and I put Rick Ross on, and my player said, cut that old shit off. Oh, that's disrespectful. No, don't do me like that. So I do believe, and I got friends that tell me all the time, man, keep up with the times, P, man. You need to make sure you listen to, you know, these new guys. And I'm like, I can't, man. I just can't. I can't do it.
Coach, they told you cut off Rick Ross. I could have seen if you would listen to Project Pat or something like that. Then I could see.
Whoa. Project Pat. Now that
I love Project Pat. The young dudes don't know nothing about that. I love that.
From the Becca. Bryce don't know nothing about Project Pat.
At all. Coach, I gotta ask you about another player.
Did you just say I don't know nothing about Project Pat?
Oh,
No,
you do?
Come on, bro. Who the fuck about Project Pat?
I don't know,
hey,
bro.
Coach.
Suspect sometimes.
3-6 Project Pat. Who? What?
Hey, Bryce,
you didn't know 8. You say you didn't know 8 Ball MJG.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, Huff said that. I'm sorry.
No. I know 8 Ball MJG.
No, I think Huff said that Bryce didn't know.
Yeah, I'll be giving Bryce a hard time.
I didn't say that. Come on now.
That's our job. We got to educate the youth, man. Bryce, you be the youth sometimes. Hey, Coach, you talk about the 2 point guards that you got. But Carlos Marshall, a goon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people understand, like, watching that kind of combo between him and Wesley Harris, who you lose this year, right?
Right.
Has some certified cookers, man, and you be letting them dudes play. Is that kind of the philosophy that you come with, that we're going to kind of get up and down, that, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all run stuff, but you kind of let them dudes kind of operate within the offense too?
Yeah, offensively, man, we try to put them in position and let them rock, basically. As long as we got spacing and we got ball movement, if it's a good shot, I want guys to burn it, especially guys that can. If that's your skill set. And, you know, Carlos Marshall, man, his best basketball is ahead of him too. I think he's a certified bucket getter. You know, he ended up only averaging maybe 11, 12 points a game this year, but, you know, he set out last year and came in and was all league after sitting out last year, and he's still got 2 more years to go. So he's a special player. I think that he's somebody that, you know, we can really kind of, you know, make the program around him, so to speak, make sure that he's getting his shots. We want him to get shots up. And he's got to take a huge step in his leadership this year for us to be really good. But I expect him to, and he knows what my expectations are for him. But you know, when we had all those guys healthy this year, man, we were really good, man. But we had so many injuries, like you mentioned, Wesley Harris. He had a really good year this year for us, but he missed a key part of the season. He broke his knuckle in a key part. He broke his finger, and we were off to a great start, 3-1 in the conference. Then he missed like 3-4 weeks in a row, and that hurt us, man. Had he been able to play those games, maybe we steal 2 or 3 more games. And then once he got healthy, we lost our quote unquote most efficient player, Jalen Washington, transferred from Louisiana Tech. We lost him the last 3 weeks of the season. And in the conference tournament, we didn't have him either. And we went 2-4 in that time. And he averaged 11, 6, and shot 55% from the three at 6'9". Mm-hmm. So had we had him, you know what I'm saying, it could have helped a lot. But, you know, that's part of the game. You know, it's part of the game, injuries. And I just would have liked to seen us. If we would have been healthy, I think we could have stole maybe 3 or 4 more wins.
How do you, and this is just a personal question, I guess, for me, how do you recruit depth? Like, how do you get to the point where you're able to recruit guys and convince them that it may be better for them not necessarily to play right away, that's okay?
Yeah. But, you know, I think the thing is that the best programs always got 1 or 2 guys sitting out. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of red shirts every year, because realistically, you can't play 13 guys. You can, but if you got 13 guys ready to play, 13, 12, 11, and 10 are going to be pissed off about their playing time. They want to play. Sure. Guys want to play. So you definitely, I want to, with the mindset of when we get to training camp, with the mindset that everybody's going to be ready to play. But the reality is somebody's going to be ahead of somebody else when the smoke clears. And when the smoke clears, you have those conversations with guys that could potentially wear a shirt, and you try to get those guys to understand it, what the betterment is for their future. And once that conversation is had, they kind of understand it. But the reality is, the best coaches, like, that's why I love Calipari so much, man. I really respect him, because to get 5-star guys to take a role of coming off the bench, or even starting and taking a lesser role, like, you may start, but you may not be the man, to get those guys to buy in. That's special talent, to be able to teach guys and have guys to buy into that. So for me, on my level, when you're recruiting a guy that's a junior college player transferring in, and you already got 2 guys in that position already, well, junior college guys thinking like, I'm coming to play, I only got 2 years. But you make them understand that you can come be a part of something special. You can come be a part of a championship caliber team, and you're going to decide on what your role is when you get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, the coach don't pick your role. You pick your role every single day on how you handle your business. And a lot of people don't understand, like, you can get buckets in practice, but if you don't go to class, or if I'm getting bad reports and this, that, and the other, then shit, I don't got faith that you're gonna get it done in the game. And so we got this little philosophy called deserve to win, and that basically means if you're doing what you're supposed to do off the court, then that will carry over to the court, in terms of if you turn in your schoolwork and you're on time to class and you're on time to practice, if your room is clean and doing all those things, then you're gonna be able to hedge over this ball screen, talk to that guy to switch, dive on the floor, take that charge, grab that ball with 2 hands, and execute this play coming out of a timeout. those things are correlated to us. And so we preach those off the court things so much because ultimately, if you got good character in your program, all that's going to coincide.
Coach, another thing you preach, or one of your sayings, I followed it, is the Sniper Series. Can you tell them about what you talk about when you tell your players the Sniper Series?
Boy, you done some research, boy.
Hey, here we go.
I don't even think I done posted that nowhere. Coach Russ told you about that, huh?
Hey, me and Coach Russ spent a lot of time together.
So, a long story short is, when I got to Nashville, I got connected with the head coach from Vanderbilt's baseball team, Tim Corbin, who they had just won a national championship in baseball. And so in baseball, with his baseball team, he taught a series with his team before every practice. And in that practice, in those series, he would teach them about different things. He might teach them, how to change a tire one day. Hell, he might come in and just show them some scouting film for the next game, whatever. It's just different stuff, and they had to take notes with it, right? So I didn't come up with that philosophy on my own. I took it from him, and we incorporated it at TSU. And in one of the series that we started, the Sniper Series, is basically another statement that I got from Tim Corbin, and that statement is basically like haters. And at every school, no matter the level, you got snipers. And a sniper is somebody that can take you off your path of trying to be special. And anybody know what a sniper is? A sniper can shoot your ass from 500 feet away. And not only can they shoot you from 500 feet away, they only need one shot. You understand that? So a sniper can be your dad, your mom, by telling you, why you ain't playing more? Why your coach ain't rocking with you? A sniper can be the high school coach. A sniper can be the AAU coach. Oh, man, for real, if the coach don't rock with you more, you need to leave after this year. You tripping. Your sniper could be your girlfriend. I ain't gonna lie, babe. Why you need to score more? And you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be getting sniped and you don't even know it. And we go through a whole list of how you getting sniped, and then I go through a whole list of me showing them I know when you've been sniped. Your body language done changed. You ain't laughing and joking with your teammates no more. You ain't staying after practice and things like that. But the reality is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do on the court and practicing and putting in extra work and listening to the coaches, you can come have a conversation with the coaches. We're with you every single day. Mom, daddy, and high school coach ain't with you every day. They don't know you had 7 turnovers in practice yesterday. You ain't told them that. And like, I had to break it down to them. How many times have your mom or somebody, a sniper, reached out, said something to you, and you said, nah, for real, Pops, I turned that bitch over 7 times in practice yesterday.
Damn.
I ain't gonna lie. That's why coach didn't play me. He took you out after the first. But he took you out after the first turnover, though. I know, but in practice, in the last 3 practices, I turned it over 7, 5, and 3 times, and he showed me on film 4 times not to do this. And then when I got in the game, I did exactly that. That's why he took me out.
Coughing that bitch up.
he took me out because of that, coach. And that's just the truth. Like, ain't nobody saying that. This is what you're gonna say. Yeah, for real, he is tripping. Like, I have to explain to them, you can go to the barbershop and get tight. For some strange reason, barbers think they're coaches. I don't know why. A lot of barbers think they're philosophers. It's a lot of coach barbers out there. So you get your haircut. Hey, I was at the game last night, little JJ. For real? Man, hey, yeah, y'all should have won that. Why coach? Hey, why coach didn't give you the ball, bro? You tripping. I said the same thing, man. I said the same thing. You're being sniped, boy. You know? So
wow.
So now I love it. I love that our players will come to the locker room and say, "Hey, coach, security guard at the cafeteria trying to snipe me today, boy." So, now they're aware of it now. They're aware of it. They see it, and sometimes people don't intentionally snipe you. They really just trying to have a conversation with you. You walk in the class and the Q dog say, "Hey, bro, hey, man, y'all sorry as a mud, bro." You know, and then you listen to that crap though. You listen to these dudes that don't have a clue what's going on for real every day. Ain't never played college basketball, ain't never coached a day in their life, and you listening to them, and they sniping you right off campus. They sniping you right off the team, and now you got to go JUCO or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we break that stuff down, man, and it's everywhere. It is everywhere, but
for sure.
I think it runs a little more rampant with our own people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, at PWIs, they snipe you on message boards. They snipe you on message boards. You know what I mean? You go on a message board, if you're a coach, you're gonna be dead by the time you get through the first page. Don't lose the game. Well, you can't coach at all. Shit, it's crazy, man. But that's what a sniper is, huh?
I like it.
I love that, man. I think that's so important, especially for players today, Coach, because the thing that I notice about kids is I feel like everybody wants their path to be Ant-Man. Yeah. Like everybody wants, I'm going to school. If I go to school, I'm one and done. Like kids today aren't really understanding that sometimes, no, your best path may be staying until your senior year. Your best path may be leaving after your junior year and becoming a pro. Your best path may be not playing at all as a freshman and putting on weight and working hard and getting better and then stepping in to start to play. Yeah. Do you see that or have to have those conversations with young guys now? Whereas almost, I guess, when I was coming up, it was almost like a certain thing. Like you were going to sit for a while before you played. Yeah. Like, do y'all have to have those conversations early?
Yeah, I mean, we had those conversations with the guys that we have to have them with, and we just make sure that they understand the bigger picture and bring it every day like you plan on playing tomorrow. You know, you just never know. Because the moment that you feel like, man, forget this stuff, man, coach ain't rocking with me, then that's the moment your name gets called and then you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that 1,000 times. Once you red shirt, once they red shirt, they cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Once you get past that initial, dang, I'm really red shirting, that's fine. You don't gotta worry about that kid no more because now he's gonna help you get better every day in practice. It's the guys that play single digit minutes or some nights they may not play at all, get in the game at all. Those are the guys you got to keep reeling them in and keep loving on them, keep making them understand that you got to be ready because those guys can win you games, can come in and win games with just one shot, with one deflection, with one charge. And if you're not plugged in and ready to go, then the coach won't have no trust to put him in the next time for 15 minutes versus the 9 he got the game before. So it is tough, but you just try to have those conversations with them as constantly as you can until they buy all the way in.
Coach, one thing I wanted to ask you about, I always respect guys. It looks like your team is having fun out there on the floor when they play. And I always pay special attention to that, especially for teams that play defense, because if you can get guys to have fun and play defense, I feel like you have started to kind of get something that could be special. What are some of the things you feel like you're stressing, especially for new guys coming in? We always tell kids how hard it is to step in and play college basketball, especially on the defensive end right away. What are things that you guys are drilling into your guys to make sure that they're ready to go on that end of the floor?
The one thing about me is that, I feel like I'm really good at every aspect of the game as far as coaching. I feel like I'm a pretty good coach at a lot of things, but I let my coaches coach. Like I give different coaches responsibilities, and Coach Nichols is our defensive coordinator, basically, if there was one in basketball. And I completely let him dictate what we're doing game to game. And our first year, I want to say we were 320 something defensively. Like we were just not good. We just weren't getting stops. And this year we went from 320 something to number 65, top 65 in the country in defense. We made a huge jump. And a lot of it were it's just common stuff, closing out, contesting every shot, rebound, boxing out, rebound the ball with 2 hands. These are things that they hear every day. Like contest everything is something we say, like we say it every day. But Coach Nichols, he had a mindset that he wanted to bring to our team this year that was different from our first year. And I think the mentality that he's still in our guys, it made us a better defensive team. And I think going into year 3, we'll be even better because now the second year, we only had 2 guys returning. We only brought 2 guys back. And now we have 9 guys returning. So now you have a group of guys that really understand what we're trying to teach. And we be a lot better defensively with some of the things that Coach Nichols is instilling into our guys.
Definitely saw some good things on that side of the ball. One thing, like you guys were even challenging passes, like 2 hands above the head, make sure nothing's getting over the top. Man, I really like that, man. So I'm stealing things from you guys, Coach. I'm just letting you guys know that it's happening.
I appreciate it, because a lot of times, we don't get the roses or people giving us credit for, good schematics, whether it be on the defensive end or the offensive end. So, we definitely put in the work, and it's not just something we fly by night. You do without even working on it or thinking about it or learning or watching somebody else do it. Our coaching staff spends a lot of time putting in the work. So I appreciate you noticing that we try our best to try to be better on both sides of the ball, but defensively it's something we've really been trying to hang our hat on.
Gotcha. Did y'all end up getting a lot of deflections this year?
I think statistically we did. We definitely got a lot more than we did the first year.
Got you.
But who my stat man is Coach Russ. Coach Russ, he got every stat ready to go. I can't tell you, but if he was on here, he'd tell you, oh yeah, Coach, we was top quadrant #1 in deflections and percentage per possession. We were number 10 in the country. Like he'll tell you all that. I can't tell you all that, but
Penny, me and him were breaking down some stats today. He was showing me something he was gonna show you, and I was like, golly, bro, like.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to get off the quarantine stuff because he got some stuff that he's been working on that I can't wait to implement, man. He's been putting a lot of time in trying to improve us.
Hey, man, we got some kids in the chat here, Coach. One of the things that we try to do on our show every single time we get on twice a week is that we try to show some available players due to COVID-19. We know guys that would be playing around this time and wanting to get their name out there, wanting to get some additional exposure. So we try to spend a few minutes of every show and show some highlights of some kids, man. Y'all ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Hang in with us, Coach. Hey, you might see something you like, Coach. You never know.
I'm watching. I'm tuned in.
I think it's Locke turn to go first, by the way.
Man, I don't like going first.
Showtime. Showtime. Hey, man, we got all of Hinesville, Georgia in the house, dog. Locke, I think it's only right if you go first. Hinesville, what up? We about to get active.
All right, hold on, man. Let me pull up my guy David Thomas clip, man.
We about to get active.
Like I know you the South got something to say, so I let you have David this week because I could have.
I got David Thomas on my side. Locke, if you want me to play it for you.
Well, yeah, go ahead and play it, Andre.
I got him on my side. Yep. Let's go. Hey, look at the point guard, man. I'm back. Had some technical difficulties. I got a little razzle dazzle, but
It's like CB said that one day. You had a few turnovers early in the game, but you got back right.
Hey, man, I just play defense on the other side, man. That's how we do it. Try and get it back. I got you, Locke. David Thomas.
Hey, yeah, started from the beginning.
It is.
That's not the beginning. The beginning, he got a steal on the first play. I got it.
I'm playing the highlight that I have, bro.
No, you playing the wrong person. You playing.
You got say Jaylen Brown. Oh my God.
Point guard having a bad day today.
I got it. You want me to get him, Andre?
Okay, go ahead. That's the highlight that I had under his name.
Yeah, wrong highlight, my guy.
What year is this kid?
It's 2020.
Oh, okay.
Somebody who Twitter is this?
I don't know.
I got notifications.
He look like he listening to Lil Baby all day.
All right, Locke, go ahead.
All right. So I just found out about this kid actually today from a good friend of mine down in South Georgia, EJ Brown.
Shout out EJ.
EJ Brown, I do.
Hey, this David Thompson, 6'7". Y'all see the first play of the game is defense, but still. And one thing I just noticed about David, he runs the floor really, really hard at 6'7". If y'all can just see most of his first couple of plays, y'all gonna see it's gonna be dunks. And he's running.
He's 2020 Locke.
Yeah, he's
2020.
And he comes from a good rich high school. You know, if y'all know about Liberty County, you know Will Richardson,
Davion. Yep.
They're known for producing players out there. And I think he just got his first offer from a Division III school today. But I think he's going to get more offers if, after coaches see these highlights.
He can move for sure.
Yeah, I want to show more skill work. I don't want y'all see all these fast break dunks.
Well, later in it, he does start showing skill work in there too.
Let me fast forward a little bit. So this is what you like, Mondre. You want to see kids going to low block more.
For sure. Get off me. Too big.
So this kid, I'm starting to think is probably going to get some extra buzz after the show today. So if you want to reach out to this kid, his Twitter handle is, let me make sure I get it.
Somebody commented here.
Yeah, @_hoopnation1. Or you can contact EJ Brown on this kid. And I think this kid, and like I say, I love the South Georgia kids because he just played tough and he just want an opportunity to, play at the next level. Boom, boom.
No doubt.
Cool.
Definitely a kid that look like he can go, man. You get long, athletic kids that can run and jump.
Nah, most definitely. And like I said, he just got 3 offers. I see Darryl Fletcher just coming in that. So that's a kid that I want to feature. And also, I got another kid. Shout out to Valdosta High School. Shout out to my high school teammate. Huff, he mentioned you today. My homeboy named James Lee.
Yeah.
High school teammate.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he has a kid, Alan Floyd, a 6-foot point guard who was a winner. I wanted to show him. Also, give me just a moment. Share screen. Hey, Allen, he averaged about 16 points this year.
Mute that guy. There you go.
And like I say, he's small in stature, but I seen a lot of great things when he plays hard.
He's 2020 as well.
Yeah, he's a 2020 kid. He's a winner. He has a couple of big games, 30-point games this year when his lead point guard actually is going to Valdosta State. In a couple of games, that point guard was out. He had to step up. And he did, he had to step up big with the scoring. And he had a couple of multiple 30-point games. And he also was tough. He played through injury majority of the year. I think he had a bruised hand with his knuckles. And from what I heard, he still didn't sit out a game. They expected him to be out for like a week or two. He played every game this season.
Good pull up.
And Valdosta, hey, y'all have to look out for Valdosta and 6. Hey, they won the region this year.
Y'all know who the coach is down there.
They don't know her.
Coach Lockhart, the guy who won it for 2 years in Upson Lee.
And this is a kid just like any other kid, just looking for the opportunity to play at the next level. Don't matter what level, just want the opportunity.
Good stuff, Lock.
Yeah. So man, shout out to Valdosta High School, man. Shout out to my boy, man, James Lee, man. That's the first thing he said on her. He said, man, you got to show her. You know her? I said, Huff gonna get you where you need to go.
Oh man.
No doubt. Who's next?
I'll go.
Hold on. Why I gotta go last?
I don't think you ever go last, Bryce.
No, you don't.
Go ahead. Big dog.
All right, so let's start with the big fella.
What's the name you got?
David Greer, big fella, JUCO kid.
Got you. I should remember this,
I know, right?
but
so this is David Greer, Southwest Mississippi, legit 7-footer, 7'4" wingspan. You see the grades. They did his stats per 40 minutes. I just think the kid has potential. And when you're 7 feet, you can't teach that.
You can't. Ooh.
You know, he's going to be right around the rim, not going to do anything that he's not supposed to do. Finishes well. You know, some of these clips that you see, they playing Chipola.
Yeah, I know.
They're playing Northwest Florida. So he's playing against some dudes now.
He got good hands, huh?
Yeah. You know how tough it is to find a big with good hands.
Yeah. And he rebounded the ball with 2 hands.
Yep.
What Penny over there taking notes? Penny over there quiet. Penny over there scratching his chin.
You know, playing through contact. So I really like that kid because we all know how hard it is to find bigs, man. And to find a 7-foot big with a 7'4" wingspan who is talented, you know, who can finish, who has good hands. You know, there's got to be some school out there. I ain't saying there's got to be Division I, but there's got to be some school out there that can use a big. Second kid's gonna be my Douglas County.
One thing I did just notice about that kid, none of his plays was outside on the wing. Everything was down low.
He wants to be a big. He's not a 7-foot jump shooter.
Yeah, he wants to be a big.
Next kid, Mondre, gonna be my Douglas County kid.
what's the name on him, Huff?
Najee Best.
Got you.
It's the point guard.
Yeah. Did y'all play him, Bryce?
Yeah, Douglas County was tough this year.
Yeah.
They were tough.
You know, they always have they have a lot of talent. So a lot of times, you know, his numbers may not look, you know, as built up as others, but really like what I saw in this kid. Shout out to Cam for sending me his film. I saw a lot of that in this film, him getting out in the passing lanes and playing defense. Quick as lightning.
Yeah, he's quick.
Douglas County, the toughest high school to play in. One of the toughest.
Yep. You know, 5'11" point guard, you know, can make open shots. You know, I think he has some toughness to him.
But to be patient.
You know, I think maybe, you know, a year going JUCO could probably help the kid if he has nothing going on.
No, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Kid really knows how to play passing lanes, though.
This is a good huddle. Whoever this one did a good job.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Man.
Little arrows on.
Yeah, that's dope.
Ooh.
Hesitation made the right basketball play. That's the kind of stuff that I really like to see. And if you let this last one play, you can go. But I just like to hustle. Stayed in front, got in front.
Deal.
Good player, man.
Yeah, that was
all right. So I got one more, and let me get on my soapbox a little bit. GHSA, we let a lot of kids transfer for various reasons. But here's a kid whose dad is not in the picture. His mom is in Germany. The family he was living with, I guess the best way to put it, went AWOL. So another family took him in, and you called him a migrant student. So he missed out on playing his senior year. So you're talking about a 2020 kid, Timothy Davis, out of Sequoia, who is a player who played last AAU season, was getting looks, who had to miss out on his senior season because I don't even want to know why, because it shouldn't have been a because. Kid should have been playing. So this is just some workout. He don't have any game film. He's working out with Jackson Greco, who's actually going to Mercer. You know, that's the kid dribbling the basketball. He's a 6'3" guard. You know, when he gets up again, you're going to be able to see his form on his jump shot. He's going to miss the first one, but the next one he's going to make. Like, it's a kid, maybe a prep school, you know, because of the situation. He's a kid that can help somebody, man, and just needs to have an opportunity.
Who he played ANU with?
I can't remember who he played with last year, man. But he was at Creekview last year, and the family just went AWOL. And GHS, they said, well, he could have went back to Germany. How? How you gonna go to Germany if his mom then has no money? And then they couldn't put him nobody could take him in as a permanent, take over custody permanently because he's 18. So it was a crazy situation, man. But the kid can play.
Sometimes we need to do what makes common sense, man. Like, gotta help kids.
And that's why I wanted to show him tonight, man. Like, he deserves an opportunity somewhere. This is where COVID-19 hurt a kid like him. Missed his whole senior season, and now here you go. Facts, James. Lenny, I don't know if you're watching, but that's a kid you may want to get on.
Bryce, you up, or you want me to go?
I'll go, and you could bring it home.
Knock it out.
All right, let's go ahead and start off. Let's start off with the Cane first, with the Georgia Cane going 2021, and then I'm gonna give y'all a 2020 unsigned kid. And I'm gonna give you a JUCO kid. But let's go to Cane's guy first.
Man, I can't wait to Sunday. I'm gonna bring a 2021 out because I ain't done one yet.
Hey, y'all really be having faith in me, man, and not telling me the kids' names and none of that. Like, I appreciate the faith. I got you though, Bryce.
Oh, okay. All right, bet.
Hey.
Is it Sean? My camera, you know how my Wi-Fi is.
Yep, it's up.
Hey, man.
Hey, this is one of the best athletes that we have in the state, bro.
Yeah, talk for me because I can't see you.
Hey. One of the most explosive athletes that we have in our state. Man, this kid gets up so easy.
I can see it now.
But wants to make the right play.
Yep. Yeah. He I mean, I think this is a kid at some point, if he gets to play, he's definitely gonna make some noise. Started at McEachern, he'll be at South Cobb this year. 6'4", legit 6'4", jump out the gym, like Mondre said. Probably top 5 athletic kid in the state. He just gets it done. So as he continues to develop, I think he's going to be real good, real solid.
100%. We see some guys that come through here that can only dunk, and they never get the pub that they expect because we don't always honor that. Jens can play basketball. Like he's a bouncy like that, he's explosive like that, but he can hoop too. So
and on top of that, you know, when you play at McEachern, especially the schedule they had, he's playing at Hoop Hall, he's playing big events. He's not really scared to play. You know what I'm saying? He's playing with Sharif Cooper, Isgo Core. He's playing with some dudes, so he's played on a high level, which is important. It always translates.
They asking for his name, Jens record.
We'll type it in. If we can.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Go. Take me to Cobb County to Matthew Smith. I like this kid, Osborne.
Oh, I know. I seen the guard, the small guard.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you didn't send me that one, Bryce.
Oh, Nikes.
What's the kid name?
Go to his Twitter. Matthew Smith. His Twitter, Matt of ATL.
Hey, he was getting buckets on South Cobb. That was a game I scouted South Cobb.
This kid can play. Like he
definitely can play.
He's smaller.
Oh, look. Never mind, I got it. Hold on.
Oh, he got me out here looking bad, man.
No. You didn't actually send it to me. I'm just going to his huddle. No, you didn't send it to me.
No, we watched him.
I'm going to his huddle. Yeah, we did watch him lock. That's how I was able to get to his stuff so fast.
I like him a lot too. I think he just like a lot of other kids, he gets overlooked because he's just a little bit smaller. Probably like 5'9", 5'10", but and shoot.
That's the game he was at.
Yeah. I like his game, bro.
No, yeah, he a player.
Locke, that's right. You were at this game, Locke.
Yeah. Because I had tweeted on him.
Yeah, I remember I asked you about it. You were like, man, they got a kid over there.
Osborne had 2 or 3 dudes this year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Done. This kid unsigned. I don't know who he played AAU with last year. But he's got a smooth jumper, smooth shot, sees the floor really well. High IQ kid. Like I said, I think he gets overlooked because he's a little bit smaller. But I mean, if you're comparing smaller guards, I mean, he knows the game. You know what I mean? So
I don't think this career. I think he had 30 that game.
And on Twitter, it looked like he had a 40 game too against River Ridge. Yeah, 40 ball, which is tough.
100%.
That's tough. So
he can play.
Yeah, he can play for real, flat out. And then the last one was a kid named Jaquez Gilbert. He's a junior college kid from Chattahoochee Valley, Chat Valley, with Ben Hicks.
Shout out Ben Hicks.
Yeah. He I think he was getting 9-10 points a game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. I personally don't know him. So I've never seen him, but you know, we're here to help. So hopefully somebody will see this film and like him and call him, text him, something. You know,
he got 2 years there. He can help a 4-year program for sure.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about helping 4-year programs, notice anybody that's watching, we're just trying to get kids looks, no matter what level it is. D3, NAIA, JUCO, D2, D1, it doesn't matter. D3. That's what we're trying to help these kids with.
Okay, say he graduated from Mount Bethel.
Mount Bethel.
No doubt. Yeah. We got another good group.
Those are my 3. I'm good. I'm out of here. What you got for us, Dre?
All right, Dre.
I'm gonna show 2 kids real quick, and we're gonna wrap this up real quick. But one kid that I'm gonna show is a 2021 kid that I just want to show because of how much better he's gotten.
Here we go, Bryce.
Not about recruit. Man, I just want to show some love. Like, I'm going to show these highlights, and we talking about a kid. Hold on, we talk about a kid that people said wasn't athletic enough to be good, and then they said, "Oh, well, he can't shoot." I've seen this kid improve, especially in those 2 areas, year over year over year. I mean, gotta shout the kid out, man. He got better. Jim Rat got better. The kid that I'm gonna highlight is RJ Nord out of Heritage Conyers.
Y'all ain't know I coach RJ Nord, Madison Durr, a whole bunch of them in 4th grade. Y'all know that.
He gonna pull out the alumni list. My boy
RJ.
Hey, that's RJ.
That's what I'm saying.
That one RJ Nord.
I didn't know RJ had bounced like that.
Hey, I sent y'all the video. He was throwing it between his legs.
But the video clip. Okay, RJ, I see you, big dog.
Hey, that backcourt for Heritage is going to be.
They don't want to stay championship soon, probably. Don't you think?
Announcement. Heritage Conyers will be playing in the Big South Shootout.
Oh, here you go.
Hey, what's wrong with that, Bryce?
Can you put me in the main? Can you put me in the main gym next time?
Shooting it.
I'm gonna be quiet, Bryce.
I just wanna shout it out, man. The kid has gotten better, and I want to start being that I'm out of 2020 kids to show. I just want to start shouting out kids that I can tell that they really been working on their game and getting better and working hard to improve. He is somebody that kind of, has been.
This is a state playoff game right here, ain't it? Well, it was. Yeah.
It's a kid that's been good for a long time. But
RJ Nord lines, but RJ Nord is a gym rat. Like
in the gym.
That man in the gym.
Be in the gym, man. So good luck to him for this season. I think he's a dog, man. I think the kid can really play. He's grown, so now he's 6'4", long arms. You know what I mean? So I love the grinders, man.
Radar, Penny. I need RJ Nord on your radar.
That's facts.
I call you after the show.
But yeah, I just wanted to show that kid, and then I'm gonna show just one JUCO kid. I'm sorry, one prep school kid. It's a kid, Malik Wiggins from Combine Academy.
Okay. Which Combine? Which
6'2", 6'2" point guard.
Which Combine Academy? There's a few of them.
This is the one in North Carolina, I believe.
Okay.
This is our Hoops Hidden Gems edition. Ooh.
Damn. I like nice move. Oh.
He don't want that. He don't want that.
Plato backing up.
That's tough.
Oh man, I know some programs in North Carolina that can use him.
I like kids that can shoot the ball, man.
Ooh, he bucking at him.
That's tough. That's tough. Hey man, kid is available. I'll just say that.
Man, that's a big pro hop.
You want guys that can make shots, they can take good shots, they can make shots. And this kid is definitely a shot maker, man. He can shoot. Good release.
Hey, so coach, I ask every coach that comes on this show, I know you get a lot of highlight tapes. What keeps you engaged when you watch a highlight tapes? Because like I say, I always say this every show. Sometimes a coach will tell me, he said, Matlock, man, I just started watching it because I like the music.
Nah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I don't do that. I don't like long highlight tapes. I like tapes that get straight to the point. I like like I said earlier, man, like it depends on what I'm looking for that particular spot that I'm recruiting. So if I'm looking for a pass first point guard, I want to see if he can do that. You know, I could care less if he's dunking. It just depends on what I'm looking for. But I definitely want to see a full barrage of their talent. You know, I want to see everything that they can do. And I don't want it to be 15 minutes long, 12 minutes long. It needs to be 3 minutes long. Because I have cut off a lot of highlight tapes, 25 seconds in, 30 seconds in, I cut them off. So, you know,
hey, Coach,
get straight to it.
If they're showing you the layup line and pictures of their shoes, you cutting that tape off first.
I'll tell you what. Like I know y'all probably heard this a lot, but we get 30 a day. And what's going to separate you from the next person? If they all 6'1", 6'2", and under, what's going to separate me? What makes me maybe even want to watch yours? You know, it's going to be a relationship that I got with your coach, or your AAU coach, and then from there, it is pretty telling. When the first 30 seconds is the layup line and cone drill outside, I'm like, uh-oh. You ain't had nothing to put on there?
Oh, man.
But no, that does get my attention, though. When people have good highlight takes from the beginning, it made me want to stay and watch a little
longer. Coach, where do you feel – this is a question we get all the time. Where do you feel most comfortable evaluating a player? Is it in the summertime, the AAU? Is it with their high school team? Where do you feel like you are most comfortable evaluating a player in what setting?
I think initially I always see guys in the summer with their AAU coach. That's like the summer circuit is where I usually get attracted to the player. Mm-hmm. And then the high school team is where I really learn how special they are, how well coached are they, how much of a winner are they for real. So I think they're both equally important. I do like it that NCAA tried to put a little more power in the high school coach's hands by doing the NCAA academies. And I feel like the high school coach should have more power than they have had in the past, obviously because I'm a coach's son. But I think they're equally important. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, we usually get attracted by the player in the summer, just because you don't just go high school to high school, because a lot of high schools don't have Division I players. So we kind of point out the guys who got the Division I players, and we go watch them play in high school.
Got them out here asking to make you highlights, Coach. Coach already told you put that Rick Ross on there, man. Let's see. How hard is it for a kid who graduated high school but was not able to go straight to school? How hard is it to get them a scholarship?
How hard is it for a kid who graduated high school but was not able to go straight to college, basically, right?
To college, I would guess.
How hard is it for them to get a scholarship? It depends on how talented they are. I think it's very important for you to make good decisions when you graduate from high school and you have that year to sit out or whatever, that you try to get into a prep school like a Combine, who y'all just showed. You know, that's an example. That's just an example. There's a lot of schools all over the place. TSF, y'all mentioned earlier, Skill Factory. You want to go to a respected place and play. But if you're just sitting at home, it's very hard. When you do that, you're pretty much putting yourself in a position where you probably need to try to find a junior college to attend and then show out there. And even there, just don't go to any junior college unless you don't have nowhere to go. You take take whatever you can, but you want to go somewhere where the coach is going to take care of your son and put them in position to actually play. Because you can go to a junior college and just sit on the bench, and then you still won't have a school to go to in 2 years. So yeah, it is tougher. You want to continue to play. Guys that sit out, it's harder, but if you find the right place to go to continue to keep playing, then it's always a positive.
We got how and when do you approach a recruit's parents?
How and when? I usually don't recruit a coach's parent. I mean, a recruit's parent. I don't even have a conversation with them until I realize that potential student athlete is somebody that I want to really recruit. That they're talented enough, and I've seen them play, and I've done my homework. Then I'll reach out to the parents. And when I mean my homework, I don't mean like I'm going to talk to the coach and all the coaches to get their opinion before I talk to the parent. I'm going to reach out to the parent first. Once I've kind of vetted the player and feel like he's talented enough to play for me in my institution, at that time I'll reach out to the parents. And it's usually a phone call or email, but usually a phone call once that player is at the recruitable age for me to talk to. And then we have a conversation about what I could potentially do for your son. But if I talk to a parent, then it's gotten serious. Yeah. I don't just go around talking to everybody's parents for no reason.
Would you start recruiting the kid because of the parent?
Would I stop?
Yeah, like just parents doing extra stuff. And
yeah, done it plenty of times. You know, I've seen it too many times, and I've had guys that have gotten on the roster, got them here, and then got sniped. Didn't realize it until it was too late. So yeah, I've definitely stopped doing that. And once you get into the year, I'm in year number 14 now, so I've learned my lesson on trying to take kids too early without doing the proper vetting. But yeah, we want to make sure we know everything about the kid, and if a parent is not doing what they're supposed to do, then the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
What Coach, what skill set do you feel like you value the most? Like when you walk into a gym, do you value great shooters, great athletes, defenders? Is there certain guys where you feel like, man, I've been really successful with this type of guy in my past? I like those kids in my program.
I kind of answered it earlier, but the more detailed version of it is that when you're putting a team together, it's like putting together a puzzle. And puzzle has got different sizes and different pieces and different edges. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the team. I like every skill set I enjoy. Like I love rebounding. I love a guy that can handle it. I love a guy that can make good decisions. And I got to have different guys that can do different things on my roster to be fully complete so that our team won't have any weaknesses. So if I had one thing that I want high IQ. No matter what, that high IQ has to stay consistent throughout the roster. But if you're a guard, you need to be able to shoot it. If you're big, you need to be able to rebound. It just depends on who you are and what skill set I'm really looking for in each player.
I know it used to be said, Coach, that the NCAA is about getting to the NCAA tournament is all about guards and goons. Do you still feel like that college basketball today is really guards and goons, or has it transitioned to having those special kind of wing players that you need to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, I think even really good kids can be goons. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you got to have that goon mentality, that Mamba mentality. Like when you get on the court, like I don't care who I'm playing, I'm going through their net type thing. So you got to have that goon mentality for sure. And if you don't have good guards, I don't care how good your bigs are. If you don't have good guards, so definitely that mentality is important. You got to have good guards, and they got to have a mean streak in them. That's exactly right. But they also have to be. You have to make sure that those goons ain't being goons off the court. You know what I mean? good saints off the court. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt.
Coach, I want to kind of go to kind of what's been hot with you probably the past week and a half or so, and it's your conversation that you had with you know, the live podcast. You know, we don't usually give other podcast shout outs, but your segment on that podcast is blown up because I think you were speaking truths, you were speaking realism about being an African American coach. I kind of want you to speak on that. You know, you talked about situations, you being a coach's son, but nobody giving you credit when they see Tennessee State run a great play and say, "Oh, that was a great play call," you know, that Coach Collins and his staff ran. Let's really talk about that right now.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the podcast is that was the first time that I've ever been in a situation where I could kind of speak the truth on what African American coaches go through. And you know what it boils down to is that, you know, it's about, you know, doing your job with excellence every day. You got to be on your toes every day. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to do things a certain way, and that still doesn't give you the right to be promoting it in this business. You have to continue to hit the nail on the head every day. You got to network twice as hard. You got to make sure that you're in position to wherever you're working, that you are trying to do everything that you can to be doing more than what you're being asked to do, so that you can be prepared for when that job comes around. You know, if your coach tries to tell you that you can only do one thing, and you want to put yourself in position to do more, whether it be in practice or you know, doing stuff on your own back at home, watching film and just increasing your mind, reading books, doing things to get yourself better. But you know, the life of an African American coach is a tough one. But at the same time, it's kind of is what it is until that narrative gets changed. And I do believe that it needs to be a coalition of coaches to come back to kind of push that envelope again, like it was with Nola Richardson, John Chaney, and John Thompson. We don't really have that right now. But you know, I do believe things are improving, but they're not going to improve overnight. But the things that we talked about on that podcast is that I've been really inspired. I can't believe the things that I said inspired that many people. Like I've been shocked about how many people have been texting me, calling me, and you know, I've had NBA coaches reach out, college coaches, obviously from the SEC to the ACC all the way down. I've had high school coaches reach out, and these are black, white, you know, every race. You know, people have been reaching out. I even had a lawyer reach out to me in my DMs and tell me that they were just inspired because they go through the same thing in their business, in their world. So I'm glad that I was able to shine some light on it. And, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, I can do what I can when I got that stage to say what I need to say.
This year has been enlightening for me as being just a fan of basketball, not being in the coaching profession, to have guys tell me that as an assistant that they weren't even at practice, right? As for you guys in the business, like that stuff happens and it's your reality, so you know about it. Us as basketball fans, like we blown away by that an assistant coach is not at practice coaching every day, or that you have a staff that's not developing kids every day or whatever. Talk about the road to finding your way through that. Like you said, you have to take personal accountability to be the best that you can, but you also need a little kind of help along the way too. Like you had some coaches that gave you quite a bit of responsibility, and you were put in certain situations that forced a lot of responsibility on you. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I hope that anybody that listens to the podcast could be motivated to want to do more now. You know, that you kind of know, if you didn't know and you're in that position, now you got to attack it as if you're a player. You know, like we get on players by not getting in extra shots and getting in the gym early and staying late. And well, as coaches, then we got to do the same thing. We got to attack our craft like it's going out of style. And we need to have the mindset that we're not relying on nobody to help us. You know, and if we put the work in, eventually we'll be seen. And we got to continue to push the envelope so that when we do get that chance to show and prove how special we can be, then you have to be ready to go. You know, when you get in front of the staff, when you get in front of the team, when you get in front of when you get in front of the media, you got to be ready to hold that torch and shine, man. You can't be shaky. You got to be ready for that. Get ready for that moment, because when the moment comes and opportunity comes for you to speak to that AD, you got to be well polished and articulate and be ready to show whoever that is that's in position to give you a chance that you're ready. And based off the work you put in, whether the person that you're working for right now has gave you the opportunity or not, you got to be ready. And we can't have that crutch. We can't hold on to that crutch that ain't nobody ever gonna give us no chance. We gotta just continue to understand that our time will come, and you gotta have that internal drive of no matter what, I'm going to shock everybody when my chance comes, because your time will eventually come. You will get a chance, and things will eventually get better for us. We just got to continue to grab a hold of the situation and shine that light as much as we can. We're doing stuff like this, talking about it in public and making people uncomfortable, because that's part of it. To really get past stuff, people got to be uncomfortable about it. And I think that's the main thing.
What do you say to people who say we don't get a fair shake? The Rick Rays at Mississippi State, come fix the program and then get up out of here. Or Wes Flanagan, 2 years at Arkansas Little Rock, and then they ship them out when other guys, other races get longer times to fix programs. How do you respond to that?
There's not really much I can say personally that can make any guy that goes through that feel better. It's like losing your son. It's like, what can you tell that man that put his heart and soul into changing the program and put his heart and soul into those kids that bought into him, and then he doesn't get the opportunity to fulfill his obligation because the administration didn't give him more time, the same amount of time that he gave a previous coach? You can't give words to that person to change that. All I can do is try to be a new wave of young coaches that is willing to try my best to knock the door down, and have another wave of coaches that are bagging me up. Not me, because I'm not saying I'm Dr. King, like the new spokesman, but we need a band of coaches that understand white and black, that understand the plight of African American coaches, that are ready to push the envelope, to understand, like, okay, we have to be aware of what's going on. And then when guys like myself and other young coaches that are getting these opportunities, we have to do our best to be a positive light. And a positive light doesn't necessarily mean you have to win, because there's a lot of coaches that are not black, that are not winning, that we praise all the time. Mm-hmm. And winning shouldn't be dictated on my success. We're going to win games in the process of what we do, about deserving to win and teaching them about life and making them from be better boys to men. In the process of us doing all that, we're going to win games. But you really, my best pat on my back is when 5 years from now, Mark Freeman calls me and says, "Coach, man, you changed my life." Mm-hmm. Coach Marshall say, "Man, dog, coach, I remember all the stuff you taught me. That is the same stuff that I went through in my job interview at Apple." You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the championship. That's how real coaches want to be remembered. I won a lot of games in my career, but people more so tell me about how good of a person I am. And that's what I tell my players. People are going to remember what kind of person you are. And so that's how, as an African-American coach, Rick Ray and guys like that, they're unbelievable people. And they're doing things the right way, running clean programs. And eventually, in time, that man will win, given the circumstances. But sometimes we don't always get the same circumstances. So just continue to fight, continue to push, and good things will eventually happen.
Coach, I heard Chad Dollar came on here one time, and he was saying that to try to keep himself sharp, he's up every morning practicing drawn out plays as an assistant and practicing for his time to be in front of the team as a head coach.
Yeah.
Are there any nuggets that you could give to the coaches that may be listening that were things that you were doing to try to prepare for that moment, for your moment too?
Yeah, what Dollar said, and that's my boy Dollar Bill, good dude. Everybody got their different things that they do to sharpen their skills. For me personally, like, you can go when I was coming through, I kept a notepad by my bed because some of the best things that I could draw up would come to me in my sleep or while I'm laying down. So I'm not like an early riser. I don't get up at like 5:36 a.m. I don't rock like that. I stay up there. I'm midnight oil. I stay up late. But when I go to sleep, I have ideas that come to my mind, whether it be a way to get more students engaged. It might be a play. It might be a defensive scheme. It might be a last second, it might be anything. And I'll write it down, things like that, because people have great ideas all the time, but they don't keep them. They forget them. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I did. And another thing that I've done personally is I've done my best job of trying to research the history of African-American coaches that have came before me. People like John McClendon and Big House Gaines, and seeing what they went through and how they handled adversity in the 50s and 60s. And how can I turn that around in 2020? How can I be better for myself in 2020 if they fought through racism and segregation and all that stuff and getting spit on and having whites only bathrooms and hotels and was still able to win championships through all that? How can I complain in 2020? You know what I'm saying? Like about something that I may deem is I'm getting mistreated. So I do my research. I understand the history of college, not only college basketball with African Americans, but all. So that when you're going through it, somebody's already done it way before you. And they give you the blueprint of how to get past this stuff.
Can't say it better than that, Coach.
Yeah.
One of my last questions, Coach. Are they showing tribute videos to you when you go to Belmont? They just ought to. They just ought to, Coach.
Yeah, the first year they did. They showed me a tribute video, and it was cool. It was really cool to kind of, because I didn't know they were gonna do it, and it was like a little 1-2 minute video, and that was really cool. But not now. Like now, it's like, man, Coach of Pentecost. All right, what's it be? You know what I mean? Not no more. And I don't want them to do it no more. I mean, they show love. They showed me love though, man. I really love my time in Belmont, and it's some really good people over there. And it was really cool to kind of. That's a good question. They did do it one time. Really good, cool to see that.
Coach, you did something at Belmont that hadn't been done, man. Do you talk about that with your players now? Are they able to kind of conceive that, hey, we can be a part of something at TSU maybe that's never been done? Maybe we can go on a run and break a wins record or something like that that's never been done. You talk about what that felt like of getting them to some place that they've never been as an institution.
Yeah, I mean, that was my goal when I got to Belmont, to take them to their first ever NCAA tournament. I wanted to be a part of that. I was lucky enough to be the captain of the team that went, and it was hard. And we definitely used those experiences with our guys and tell them. Not only me, my assistant coach, Coach Walker, Ben Walker, he played at Creighton University, and he's the one. He was part of the team that got them back into national notoriety. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame there. Kyle Korver was his young boy. You know what I'm saying? Ben Walker was the best player on the team when Kyle Korver was on the team. The same thing with Coach Nichols. He took Walter State as a player to their first ever national tournament. So we got a lot of coaches on our staff that have been a part of winning. Josh Bone, he went to the Elite Eight with University of Tennessee and went to the Sweet 16 when he was at Southern Illinois. So we give all of our experience together. We try to tell our guys, we can do this here at TSU. It's 1993, 94, they went back-to-back NCAA tournaments. It's time for us to be in that conversation. We want to be the team that wins the most games in school history. We want to get Tennessee State back to the tradition that it had. In 1960, they won 3 straight national tournaments, and they just got inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. Well, on that 1960 team, they had 4 NBA players on that team. They got drafted, and all of them played 7 or more years in the NBA. So the tradition is here, and we want to do something special. I'll be remiss about it and tell you, my dad, obviously he won a lot in high school, but he was on Middle Tennessee State, MTSU. He was on their first ever team to go to the NCAA tournament in 1975. Yeah. So I've never said this in public, so y'all be the first podcast to hear me say this. Me and my dad, I bet, as a father-son collab, I bet we're the only father-son collab to take two institutions to their first ever NCAA tournament. That's cool, ain't it?
Hey, that's going
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
That's great.
1975, my dad took my dad was on the team. My dad was on MTSU's first ever team to go to NCAA tournament. And then in 2006, I was a part of Belmont's first ever team to go to NCAA tournament. Yep.
Yeah. That's classic.
Yeah.
No, that's dope.
100%. That's dope.
Hey, so, Coach, do any of your players be hanging on your shoe game?
Even phone on the pictures.
Man, you know, of course. But be honest with you though, my players, they, you know, I come in like with something new. Ooh, Coach. And they'll let me know when I wear something they think is whack. You need to take them buddies out, Coach. They don't like some of the stuff I wear. But yeah. We that's just something I like. I mean, everybody got their fix. You know, some people buy cars, some people buy boats, some people buy, you know, all kind of collector's items. People got their things they like to do. And I like shoes. I mean, that's one of the things I really like to do. And you know, I don't really have as many shoes as people think. I got nice ones and I keep them clean. And I'll probably buy maybe one pair of shoes every 4 months. You know what I mean? So
that's what people say when they have a lot of shoes, y'all.
My wife got her mouth wide open right now looking at me.
I bet you wearing a different pair of J's on The Last Dance. Every show you probably wear a different pair.
I was about to ask about The Last Dance.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, bro, I wear a different pair of shoes. I wear a different pair of Jordans. I've worn a different pair of Jordans every show, and I'm gonna wear a different pair every show. But that's like, since we on this coronavirus, like I look forward to that. Like I look forward to going on some fresh Jordans and, you know, for the show. Well, I look forward to that.
Let's end the debate though, Coach. Let's end the debate right now. The 5s and then the 11s, and then the Barcelonas in that order. No? What's your favorite J's?
Oh, my favorite J's is 11s all day. Concord 11 is the best Jordan ever to me. Like,
I love the 11s.
I love 11s.
My wife's over here talking about some ones.
I'll tell you one thing: them 4s and them 3s, them cements, they tough and they clean, and they clean.
Tough.
Bread 11s, yeah.
But you know what time it is? Bread 11s is hard. Yeah. I wore those to prom.
But then never forget but in The Last Dance, they gave us the Olympic 7s, which was like,
yeah, they hard.
Oh, Penny, I can't let you go. I got 2 questions for you. Is Karma?
Before you ask me that question, hold up. I don't know if y'all know, but I wore the olive 9s in a game this year.
People don't have the olive 9s.
Yo,
I wore olive 9s as a suit shoe, and they were.
Yeah, nobody has those.
Yeah,
that's
big time. That's big time
right there.
All right.
What are we saying?
All right. Karl Malone, what do you rank him? Power forwards of all time. What do you rank Karl Malone?
He's like 3rd.
What?
Okay. Mondre said he's 5th. Mondre said he's 5th.
He's 3rd. I mean, just off the top of my head, Tim Duncan is, you know, he got to be top 1 or 2. You know, Dirk got to be up there.
I forgot about Dirk. He had Karl Malone out of the top 5. I forgot about Dirk.
Dirk Diggler's a problem. KG a problem. You know, you can go a lot of different ways. I mean, but Charles Barkley a problem. But Karl Malone, you can't argue with him. I mean, he's top 3. You know.
Hey, Coach.
He's the mailman.
Coach, they called me crazy. I said Tim Duncan, KG, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And Kevin
McHale, and then Karl Malone.
You put Kevin McHale in front of Karl Malone?
100%. Exactly. 100%. Kevin McHale will drag Karl Malone.
Well, hey, look, check this out. On the Dream Team, Karl Malone started in front of Charles Barkley.
Damn. Mic drop.
They started their best players, and they started him at the 4 over Barkley. Now, Barkley was the lead scorer, though, on the Dream Team. But that's because they were blowing everybody out, and he played more minutes.
Hey, you gotta take Mondre for what it is. This man said Dan Marley would stop Clyde Drexler too. So
I did not say that.
I never knew Dan Marley was supposed to be some type of defensive specialist until I watched the show. Like,
exactly.
Hey, so look, I feel like Huff telling one of them stories where every day the walk to school gets longer and longer every day.
Kevin McHale is cold.
He is, yeah, he is.
He cold. I ain't disrespect Kevin McHale. He cold.
Hey, Huff, I see you ain't got that light shining on your head today.
You got on me last week. I couldn't have it, Lock. You came in my neck, Lock.
So, Coach, I'm believing that the schedule is done for you guys for next year. What we typically do to end the show is beg for when we can come and visit. I want to keep the tradition going. Can we bring the podcast to TSU, man?
Of course, I would love to have y'all, man.
What game we want to circle on the schedule, man?
And y'all take your pick. Take your pick. I don't care. When our schedule drop, we still got a couple more games to get, so our schedule's not done. But when we finish with it, I'll send it to you. You pick one, and we'll take care of you.
Coach, I want to send the student session so I can do the swag, sir. I'm sending. I'm not sitting with them. I'm sending.
Hey,
put me with the Noops.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Do the shoulders.
No doubt. Coach, we definitely appreciate the time, man. We appreciate you hanging with us. It's been a great show, man. Somebody that I admire a lot. Watching your team play is great basketball.
Yeah. I'm
looking forward to watching the development and that continued improvement of your team year over year over year.
Yeah.
And the domination of the OVC, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie to you. It means a lot to me that you've done your research, obviously, and that just the fact that you did that and you kind of know what where the program is headed. I appreciate all y'all for having me, and definitely as a young African American coach, I definitely want to continue just to push the envelope of what we're trying to do here at Tennessee State. Is we're trying to make history. We want to do something special, and it's going to take a village. And now I know I got me a village in Atlanta that got my back too. So we're gonna need everybody, man. So I appreciate y'all's help, man, and thanks for having me on. And anytime I can do this, man, y'all just let me know.
Anytime, Coach. We love builders, man. We always talk about, I watched Louisville become the program that it is going through the old Metro Conference. People don't really remember that. You watch Gonzaga become a program. You watch Creighton become a program. Butler become a program. Why not Tennessee State?
Yeah.
We do it the same. You would do it the same way at Tennessee State that they did it. You go hire a great young head coach and they build and recruit and win, man. And I feel like that's the path that you guys are on. So I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt. And I'm the head coach, but I'm gonna be real with you. It's gonna be us. It's gonna be we. The only way we're gonna get it done is gotta be a team. It's gotta be a group of people that are buying into what we're trying to do and push the culture and push the program. But it's definitely never ever gonna be about me. It's all about us.
No doubt. Hey, that's our show for this week. It's the Love the Game podcast. I'll be remiss if I didn't shout out SUV TV, the platform. Appreciate our first lady for hooking up our new background.
Yeah.
I kind of spoiled because I had all them technical issues at the beginning, but she got us a new background, got us going, man. At least appreciate
you're not gonna plug us this week. What you got coming up for us?
Oh man, what we got? Man, ooh. I'm gonna put that.
That Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, it was good, bro. Bruce and East. Hey, by the way, Mondre, he said we can't call him East Sully, so he said you got to be quiet. Everett Sullivan and Bruce Pearl on Wednesday were great for the MCA. Then today,
but that Bruce Pearl, day.
But then today we had Wes Flanagan, and then we had Russ Williamson, Penny's assistant.
How did Russ do, man?
Man, he was great, man. Talked about practice planning, man. He was so detailed.
TTP locked in. Was good.
Yeah.
TTP. We Columbia State, we gave Bruce Pearl #1 JUCO player in the country from Atlanta, TJ Dunnins.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But May 20th and 21st, if you didn't see the drop last night, we've been there's been a lot of HBCU love lately. The MCA of Georgia is going to have a meet and greet where basketball programs at all HBCU levels get a chance to talk about their program and present their programs to the platform on Zoom. 5 to 6 minutes, and then take questions for another 5 minutes. So Penny's confirmed with TSU. We got South Carolina State. We got Fisk. We got Voorhees. We got North Carolina Central. Shout out to Coach Moulton. We got North Carolina A&T. We got Wilberforce. We got, the list goes on and on of who we got. Arkansas Pine Bluff on the women's side. So we're really excited about this. And if you're an HBCU head coach that wants some of that smoke to get on this so you can present your program to one of the hottest areas in the nation with players, then you need to come on now. You need to come on and get on this. It's going to be May 20th and 21st. Shout out to Cam Daly, Corey Black, and Tay Sorrell for helping put this on.
OG Black.
Yep.
I just got an idea, but I'm going to talk about it later. Huff, I'm going to call you. I just got a great idea.
All right.
I got 2%. My phone, my laptop going to die.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach.
Coach, appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Cool dude. Cool.
Young man's going to have Tennessee State flying, man.
Yeah.
He's going to have it flying, man.
That was good. That was good. That was real good.
Like,
I like how he that nigga wasn't scared. Like, he came with his motherfucker. He talked his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He told it. Yeah.
Bryce,
Hey,
Bryce, you talking yours right now.
yeah, we are still live, Bryce.
oh yeah. Well, I like that shit.
No, I loved it though, man. I loved it though. Yeah.
Let me keep my mouth. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now, though.
I think he's gonna have that program flying, man. Like, I really do. They're gonna win. They're gonna win a lot. I think he has great presence, man, about his program. Like, he just, like, I feel like he's got complete control of that program. So, that's our show Sunday.
Ronnie Hamilton, assistant from Ole Miss.
In the building.
From Ole Miss in the building on Sunday.
Gonna be a great show. We're gonna give you 2 episodes as always. We'll give you Ronnie Hamilton at 5:00 on Sunday, and then we're back for the Last Dance on Sunday night, 11:05. So be locked in, be ready to go. Roll with us. It's the Love of the Game podcast, and I am wishing you guys a good night. We out.
We out.
Damn, I thought we